Recently I was speaking to a group of my peers, and one of the topics that I spoke about was on guarding your heart. And afterwards a girl came up to me and she just said, "Thank you so much for talking about that. I realize I have totally missed the point of that verse, and I have never dated anyone." And my friends always say, you know, "Why haven't you dated?" And she always says, "I'm guarding my heart." Are you going to be safe with my heart? And I feel like what I addressed was, I said, you know, sometimes I feel like we use that verse, guard your heart, or I'm guarding my heart, as an excuse because we're fearful. And I don't really know if that's what the verse was intended to mean. And but I think it's gotten that way because I think we tell each other, guard your heart, without really thinking about the context of that verse. And I started thinking about that about a week before I spoke to this group, because one of my good friends wrote me an email and she said, you know, there's this great guy and I'm really interested in him, and all my friends are saying, you know, be open to it, but guard your heart. And she was like, what does that even look like? How do I do that? And I was like, I don't know. I realized I didn't. I'm like, man, I've told Billy and Sally, you know, guard your heart, and I've had people tell me, Joy, guard your heart. But I really don't know what that's about. And I was like, I think it's in Proverbs, but that's about it. So I looked it up, and it's in Proverbs chapter 4, and it's verse 23, so it's about the end of the chapter. And all of Proverbs is about seeking wisdom, but chapter 4 especially is a father talking to his son. He says, get wisdom, oh, and get wisdom. And by the way, get wisdom. So the whole first part of chapter 4, he's telling his son, you know, get wisdom, this is what you need to do. And then verse 23 says, guard your heart, comma, for it is the wellspring of life. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, for it is the wellspring of life. And I thought about that because I realized, you know, here we've taken this guard your heart, and I think our mindset is, if in dating you're going to guard your heart, that means you're going to do everything you can to keep yourself from getting hurt. You're going to protect yourself. And the reason I chose to shoot here, this is my favorite cemetery, and I love this building behind me. I think it's just gorgeous. And it has this huge fence going all the way around it, and I always kind of find it odd because I'm like, what are they guarding, you know? There's nothing alive in there. I know. Do you know what's in there? What are they guarding? I mean, diamonds? Leprechauns? I mean, I realize you want to, you know, protect from looters or vandals or whatever, but I think that's kind of what we've done with the first part of this verse, and we've left it at that. Guard your heart, don't let anybody bad in, you don't want to get hurt, just be careful, be careful, be careful. Oh, you didn't guard your heart in the last relationship? That's dumb. But the reality is that that part of the verse comes within a chapter that's telling someone, get good things in your heart, put good things in your heart, because you are going to give life out of your soul. When we are alive, whether we love God or we don't love God, whether we're good or we're evil, we are giving something out. There's a wellspring that comes out of us. So the Father's saying, put good things in and then guard against it. And why does he say guard against it? I believe it's because there are powers that can deceive us, that can lead us astray, that can tell us things that aren't the truth, and we can make stupid decisions. And that's when I realized that's why we've applied this to dating. Because more often than not, the place where I see people do the most foolish things is when they're in a relationship with someone, and it's such a powerful thing, but you can make really dumb decisions. I think all of us have seen a friend where we're like, I thought they were normal, and then they got in a relationship and they did the dumbest stuff. And so that's why I think, that's why we've applied this to dating, because we're supposed to be wise. It doesn't mean that we're guarding against pain. So I said to my friend, I said, just rest in that. I said, I know the type of person you are. I know what things you're putting into your spirit and your heart. Now guard that, because if you keep those things within you and you hold to the truth of Scripture and what you know to be true about God, that's going to seep out of you. That's going to pour out of you. And that's going to be attractive to somebody who is also looking for those same things and is also guarding their heart to some degree. But the reality is, it may not work out. You may break up and there might be pain. And that doesn't mean, because Joy is in such heartache and she went through this awful breakup, she must not have guarded her heart well enough. No. Sometimes we guard our heart and make the wisest decision, which means breaking off a relationship, and that involves pain too. So really, this chapter needs to be applied for single people. Single people, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Dating people, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Married people, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. What are you putting in and what are you protecting? Because that's what's going to seep out of you. That's what I think this verse means. So be free. Be free in the fact that, yeah, just be free. You're free, cheesy bread. There it goes again.
On the next Ask Joy, Joy considers the potential treasures that could be reaped from doing a bit of recreational tomb raiding. Ice cream cones, shoes. Maybe there's just a lot of shoes in there. Or jump ropes. What if it's like a vintage collection of jump ropes? Or My Little Ponies, the unicorn version. Gold level kibbles and bits. You know, like the stuff made out of real cats. Oh yeah. Yeah, you want to get in there now.